In honor of the upcoming Justice League, welcome to my look at Superman 2. Although Superman is a great movie, the Superman 2 is definitely a marked improvement. Even though each don't have every episode of the franchise, one was so insistent that superheroes had to have camp. About 3/4 of the way through production of the fights, it became apparent that neither Dawn nor WB had anything they wanted. Dawn didn't want to compromise the vision, WB couldn't superheroes any but kid stuff. At that point, they replaced him with Richard Lester, who was responsible for Camp 1/4 of the film. Still, there's a lot to talk about, so let's get started. After a brief recap of the first one during the opening credits, we open on Daily Planet, where Clark Kent, played by Christopher Reeve, is just getting in. Peter White, played again by Jackie Cooper, tells him a terrorist attack in Paris, which is confirmed by Jimmy Olsen, played by Mark McClure. White also points out how Hydra must keep leveling powers. Yeah, I was 8 when I first saw this movie, so I had no idea what happened in the years that followed. Upon being informed that Lois Lane, playing a Murrow Kid, is pointing on the attack, Clark keeps asking Superman to get there, even though special effects aids are still quite impressive at the time. Even as Lois slips up barricade, almost gets caught by terrorists, Superman's able to save and dispose of a hydrogen bomb inside. Unfortunately, this also frees 3 Kryptonian supervillains with a Phantom Zone: General Zod, played by Terrence Stamp, Ursa, played by Sarah Douglas, and Norm, played by a non-speaking Jack O'Halloran. Lex Luthor, played by Gene Hackman, Otis, played by Ned Beatty, still in prison for the crimes of the first movie, but Lex is advised away as tracking Kryptonian outways a black box. Also, no comment on throwaway joke about Lex's Liberace LP. Lex is able to escape from prison with the help of Miss Tessmacher, played by Vera Perrin. Ursa left behind due to being too heavy to climb the ladder and on the balloon. Lex tells Big about trying the Alpha Waves to the Fortress of Solitude. Find out about the famous of Holocaust Superman's on Laura L. Zod and Ursa attack a group of astronauts and head on a planet surface to further test their powers, which are granted by a yellow sun. This film doesn't really help popularize modern perception of Zod and the other Kryptonian supervillains. In the comics at the time, Zod was a top military advisor, he was just that, and advisors didn't fight very much. Because of this film, however, his true potential was realized, and his portrayal was integrated back into the comics because of the future adaptation of future other Kryptonian supervillains, such as the versions from the 1990s animated series and Smallville, now the 6 universe. That even had Zod genetically bred and trained for war. There's also a subplot about which has Lois and Clark investigate a honeymoon getaway scam in Niagara Falls, but thankfully this doesn't take the movie too much. Still, even though Superman does save one kid from almost drowning in the falls, it doesn't help this almost happen because of the kid's stupidity and his parents' negligence. I can't help think that one of those kids chucks rocks at hornet's nets for fun. Stranger Kid's mother has stopped him once but not again. Still, Lois starts to put together while Superman saved the kid, Clark wasn't around. This, as well as the bit with her clean Clark's glass, has hinted at being much bigger than earlier cut, and we will address that in my final thoughts. Lois is humiliated from faking drawing and to try and draw out Superman. She doesn't realize the truth and Clark's his hand on her toe in his fire and doesn't get burned. And they decide to take Lois to Fortress of Solitude and tell her the rest of the story. Okay. Elsewhere, Zod and Ursa are terrorizing people in a small town in Idaho, as well as Houston. Interesting. When I think of Houston, especially I usually think Texas. The attack on the town attracts the attention of the military and press, and the fight is actually quite impressive to show their powers. Next target, the White House and the President. As Superman Lois Bond, he's faced with a difficult choice from Laura. The Chamberlain had Krypton's son, while stripped of his powers, which allow him to be Lois as he wishes. With some hesitation, he decides to take the plunge to be with the woman he loves. The Phantom Zoners are dealing with Mount Rushmore, and attack the White House. The president of E.G. Daily surrenders to Zod, points to someone who will not submit to him. To this day, I still love Terrence Stamp's performance as Zod, and the actors playing villains in general. Out of the original 4 films, he and the Phantom Zone is probably my favorite villains. Lois and Clark do make their way back home. Clark runs in front of belligerent trouble at Roadside Diner, and realizes error as he sees the president's mention Zod living on the TV. So he decides to go back to the danger involved and finds a good trust that source's power in smouldering Fortress of Solitude. Lex Luthor decides to strike a deal in exchange for Superman's whereabouts, even waiting for a white flag. Zod agrees grudgingly and decides to give Lex a continent in Australia as a way he's successful. After attacking the Daily Planet, Superman has powers restored confronts Zod in a battle in the heart of Metropolis. The city is definitely DC Universe stand-in for New York or Gotham in the context, and showing the fight involves one of the team, he involves one of them being thrown in a magic Coca-Cola billboard. Things go better with Coke, including superhero fight scenes. There's also some unpopular places from Kentucky Fried Chicken to Marlboro. Pick your poison. While your actions seem to be the original recipe of extra crispy. I must say, as a precursor for our modern superhero blockbusters, the action is very impressive, as for 1980 units of product of its time. The fight leads to a final confrontation in the Fortress of Solitude, and apparently Superman can use the Emerald chest of giant plastic nets. Okay, that's grand superpower count. Say that people think the extended universe version is crazy. Superman, Zero Trick, Famzo's battling the regular Krypton Sun. Level Lois likes to put back in prison the Famzo's knocked to the abyss of the fortress. See? Superman's expansion enemies like this before Man of Steel. Back at the Daily Planet, as long as Clark reflect on the events of what led to this, they kiss, and this power also leads to Horace Magnus being wiped. Hold that thought until I finish the marathon. Clark also manages to get back to the Boris trucker that was before, even paying for the damages in this little bit. I guess Clark is playing Han Solo and Greedo is being played by a smelly trucker. So he closes and Superman raising a flag at the White House, and a brief to Superman 3 in the credits. We'll get to that one next time. Even with the knowledge about the drama behind the scenes, which wouldn't be the last time it's having a DC movie, I still find this going to be a good story senior, if not more. Although some things are a bit campy and the effects have aged a bit, the action is overall impressive and the story and the characters are good. In many ways, this film is either darker than the Superman films, and essentially did for these films what The Empire Strikes Back for Star Wars. Made over $108 million domestically and $220 million more than its $51 million budget in 1981, making one of the most successful films of that time frame. One last thing, if you haven't seen a movie, I recommend the Richard Donner cut, released in 2016 theatrical on Screen Returns. It contains many new, restored and deleted scenes, as all it takes on a screen to get a version of the film more closer to what Donner had in mind when he was let go. The story also paints provides a greater focus on those trying to find out about Superman, and it's also making the movie even better. For rating 4 out of 4. They want to do more than ones I haven't yet before Justice League, so keep an eye out when I look at Superman 3.